Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL, and I got a little bit of bad news, guys. We don't have a Mandy with us here today. I'm sorry. She's got Christmas party with the gals, but we do still have a secret word game. So you guys still stand a chance to win these two bracelets, one made by me and one made by Minute Craft. So there is that. It has been a crazy day here, guys. I just had this camera go completely bonkers on me just a moment ago. Um, Basically, I opened up the app that I use to connect the Mandycam, and then there's something about an update, and I'm like, no. I'm like, oh, well, if she's not here, I'll just close it, reopen it, and then I'll go ahead and do the update. When I closed it, this whole thing went all cattywampus, and this camera was so dark you could barely see me at all. So it was like, I was losing my mind. So we're a couple minutes late, I think, in starting this thing, but that was why. It was it was either that or I fix it live, but then you guys get hit with the whole soundboard all at once. So yay. Yeah, she might show up kind of late in the whole thing. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. I don't want to make promises. I do know that she will be out pretty late. But then again, these things go late, so that's it. Um, so yeah, that was part of what went crazy today. The other thing was I finally got something really, really cool that's supposed to make it so that way we're gonna go and start having more high def like videos and streams. Um, so I thought that there was this really cool thing in my software, OBS, that was going to let me be able to have like a profile for the high def and a profile for the standard. So I spent a good amount of time here today messing with settings and trying the whole thing out and seeing how cool it was. And then when I went back to the standard, which this is, everything was wrong. All the cameras were now on high def, and you could, because 4K is basically like double the height and double the width, you only a quarter of everything was on each one of the screens. And so that wasn't cool. So then I spent a good portion of my day putting everything back the way it was before. And now I'm either tonight or tomorrow going to have to make some executive decisions on how this whole thing goes forward, because I honestly I don't quite know if I need high def all the time, because I don't know. I really do kind of want certain aspects of it to be, but like when I do the voiceover part, like I don't need that part to be high def, and the fact that it's going to do it anyways, it's just going to hog up that much more space, and I don't know what to do about that. So yeah, that's the whole thing's crazy. I my biggest concern is I use an online editor, and despite it being saying something unlimited, it's basically I can make as many videos as I want, but the space isn't unlimited, and I don't know how much space I actually have, and I don't know then how that's going to translate out when we do the videos and stuff, because the I like I do kind of want the the making the video. I do kind of want that to be in or the making the bracelet stuff. I want that to be in high res, like this camera here. I want this to be in high res. My biggest fear though is that's going to be a lot of data sent up. Like just that alone could pretty much maybe take up all the space that I have. So I don't quite know how to manage this whole thing just yet. So that's what I'm up against. It's crazy, I know. But hey guys, welcome. I'm definitely glad everybody's here. I am hoping to add at least a couple rows all the way around this thing here tonight, at least. Um, Again, I don't know how much to expect. I have yet to figure out how many of these little diamonds we can create in one evening. I haven't gone back to watch the live videos to see. But yeah. Yeah, it never fails. Like if the cameras are going to go all crazy on me, it's always going to be like right before a stream. Never ever fails. So yeah, so basically when it comes to the high def streams, my thought was, and well, basically still is, that I would be experimental with the behind the scenes members thing because we have the YouTube members, they can see whatever's going on. I would try it there because if we are going to have it go wrong, because I did play with some of the settings earlier today to see how the whole thing works. Um, if I get the settings wrong, its ability to record lasts about 30 seconds. However, if I put it on, like, let my video card do the work and I do some other things, it seems to run really, really well. Like, almost scary well. Like, I kind of zoomed in on some of the video and like you can see like how recently I shaved. Like the detail is more than I'm quite kind of ready for, to be honest. I kind of don't I don't need that kind of scrutiny over things. So I don't know. The whole thing is a little bit crazy and I have no idea quite what to expect. Mind you, the majority of the people that watch my stuff are on Android. Like 55% or whatever is like on Android, and then there's a bunch that's like on iOS. But not sure that actually said for the iOS if it was like just the iPhones and iPads or if that also included their computers, because I didn't see the computer thing in there. But anyways, um so most people are probably seeing it on a small screen, but I like the idea of the, like, as we go forward into the future, there's going to be a lot more people with like iPads that are super high def and whatever, and like this standard might look really bad to them. And that if I already have the equipment, the camera, this camera and that camera can already do the 4K thing. So it's probably time that I start heading that way. I just, I don't know much about it. It's really, there's things to know about bit rates and, you know, more bit rates mean more quality. Too much means huge, gigantic files. I don't know where you're supposed to like draw the line. And then there was like some kind of a format apparently that if you use their format, you can lower the bit rates and file sizes by like 30%. But that was the one that crashed the computer because that one tries to use the CPU, which is like the computer brain. And my computer brain was like, no, no, we're not having that. We don't work like that around here. So yeah, I don't know. And of course, all those videos that tell you how to do this stuff are like they're the way they teach is the way that I hate teaching. Everything they say is you do this, this is definitive. It doesn't explain why, it doesn't explain how, it doesn't explain the the parts that kind of matter to me. Like, okay, that sounds cool, but what if that doesn't really work out? What am I trying? What is the end goal here? Why are we even suggesting this? They don't have that. Like when I explain when we're going to change a pattern around, I like to explain why I'm doing it, what else could be done. You know, they're the things that make all that other stuff kind of cool. It's part of, I don't know. And Rara's here. Hey, oh no. The Okay, so Rara has a thing that shows that she's been here for over a month and see her little smiley face changed. But I didn't do the clear. So if you guys are on the dark, the viewing dark, like mine is, you'll see the little white corners. I thought I fixed all that. I went to like great lengths to fix all that. Oh man. I gotta do something else. Lists of things to do. So yeah, some point soon we're gonna start seeing higher def video for sure. Like it is coming. It's just a matter of time. I just have to get it kind of figured out. I take it you guys don't enjoy the Christmas shopping? Yeah, people is not necessarily great, but I like having a reason for as I'm wandering around malls and stuff. I like looking for things. I like going on a hunt. I think people in Singapore are way too polite and nice for it to be quite a war zone. America, I can totally, oh my God, I would not want to be trying to shop in America. I forget about that sometimes. I forget like how bad some of that stuff was. Like when you see like old people getting knocked over so that way somebody can grab a toy for their child, it's like, really? Like, really? I don't know. You don't get that early here though. I think an awful lot of the people here are used to shopping online, especially after the whole pandemic. We all learned that, just have it delivered to your house. You don't have to fight. It's so much better. And we have like a lot of choices for that. We have like Shopee and Lazada and all kinds of stuff. Right, right, right. Well, yeah. Oh, I can't wait. So, wait, next. Oh man, I was gonna say I can finally tell stories next live stream, but no, next live stream is just before Christmas. I have stories to tell you, and I'm absolutely dying to, but there's a chance that my wife will actually watch this at some point, and I've got secrets, and I'm really not good with secrets. So the fact that I actually do have them, um, I'm fighting with like every little fiber of my self to try to keep this going all the way until the 25th because I didn't have Christmases as a child. So this whole idea of like having to wait and have patience and stuff, yeah, that's 100% foreign to me. I that doesn't even make any sense. If somebody needs something, you just give it to them, you know, waiting for something. But yeah. Do, 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 do. I brass instruments are loud typically, right? I mean, well, they got that muffle thing, whatever the heck that is, but that makes it sound wonky too. That's loud. Wow. Oh, has anybody tried? Do we have a bot? I hadn't thought about that. I see the stream element doing the the other stuffs. I, I think we're gonna bring in my newest Christmas decoration. Bring it closer because you guys can't see it. I thought about doing this earlier. It's like, oh, let's see if I can put them in the this way, this way. Can you guys see them? Wait, I can check them out. I love it. Um, that camera seems weird again. Not quite, it's not dark, but it seems, I don't know. I'm gonna have a whole bunch of stuff to mess with tonight. Uh, what's a piccolatus? Piccolus? Cage. Oh, yes. Okay, I remember now. Piccolus cage. Wow. After the talk of brass instruments, I for a moment was thinking, is that like a an instrument? What is Oh, right. I remember now. Pickle Nick. I love the idea that you guys are like sharing crazy ideas and you actually like followed through and got the darn thing. That's amazing. That's great. Oh, I just realized like how far around we've gotten. So this is light blue is meeting up with the dark green here. Um, so obviously the next thing is the dark blue comes through and then it's the light green. So we're almost to where the colors are gonna run over themselves. Kind of looking forward to that part. Yeah, so I was at a different mall on my day off Wednesday. My only day off. I've been like working so hard this week. You guys have no idea. Anyways, one day off this week. I went out and I was supposed to meet up with Mandy's good friend. I guess we're friends too. But she knew Mandy long before me. And they hang out like all the time. Anyways, I'm supposed to meet up with her in a different part of town. So I spent the pretty much the day in this other area, which is, oh my God, it's just series of malls, and a lot of them are even attached to each other, which is absolutely insane. Um, and there was so much more different stuff to like look at and whatever. And I just wandered around all over, and I saw The Grinch, and I was just like, "Ooh, I am really tempted." Like, I mean, you remember last year when we were doing the live streams, I had The Grinch was painted on my thumbnail, and yeah, I was just like, I really kind of want this. And Mandy's like, "Well, how much is it?" I'm like, "It's like $8 and change." And she's like, "You should probably get it." You know, like, yeah, okay. Actually, send the photo to the that thing, Discord. Sorry, you guys can't see what I'm pointing at. That one. I got a feeling that we're gonna have to like keep rotating this a lot because it feels just needs to. Ah, so what are your guys's like traditions when it comes to waiting? Do you guys make your partner wait all the way until the morning of the 25th or even later than the morning of the 25th? Do you like, I've heard that there are families who basically like kids can't open their gifts until like after the lunch or after dinner. Like that just seems torturous. Yeah, first thing Christmas morning seems tough enough. I mean, okay, the main thing that I got my wife, she opened that November 30th. Like it she could we couldn't even wait for December to start to pass her the gift. So yeah. But again, that's like I said, I didn't have that whole learning patience thing as a child, so I'm absolutely no good at it. Yeah, see, there you go. 2 weeks. Wait, I don't know how long 2 weeks ago was, but yeah, that sounds about right. That's awesome. Like, I'll give you a great example. Back when I was married long ago, um, we were, it was probably like September or whatever. Yeah, September. And we were in a office supply place, and I saw this little gizmo about the size of a small calculator that could translate Spanish to English, right? Weird little thing. You know, uh, don't know how good it was or whatever. But my stepdaughter was taking Spanish in school. X saw it and was like, "Oh, that'd be a great Christmas gift. We'll get it for her for Christmas." I'm like, "But she's taking that class right now. She can use it right now. Why would we wait?" Like, I totally gave it to her when we got home. Like, I'm not waiting until Christmas. Just by the time Christmas comes around, that class that she's in will be almost ending. Like, I think like the next semester starts early January kind of thing. Like, it made no sense. I don't understand people who are like, "Oh yeah, they could totally use it, but they'll have to wait." I don't Not good at that. Nice. Is it like a super cool looking blender, or is it like the standard kind? I got this new thing. I my my tastes are so expensive and stupid. I have fallen in love with like equipment that I can't possibly afford. I really want the kitchen gear that's in that really cool red color. I don't even know what the brand is, whatever. Whenever I see the shops, it's like I suddenly see that area where the mixer and the coffee thing and all that. It's just that rich, beautiful color red, and it's just like, oh man, really like that a lot. I would, I just think that would make the coolest looking kitchen. Ah, there you go. Fair enough. I mean, that's why I don't have red stuff in my kitchen, because it's not like I have that kind of money. So that's. Oh, the one thing though I definitely will have in my kitchen in the future is a friend has like a colored glass for the splash board in her kitchen, like the underneath the cabinets and then above the countertop. There's that area, and like people will put tiles or whatever there. She's got it's like I think hers is sort of like a light bluish color, but it's glass. And so you can actually use the dry erase markers and put down notes of like when your next doctor's appointment is, or you know whatever it is, just you can have notes in your kitchen. I think that's just absolutely remarkable. I don't have a Mandy cam. That's no good. Um, Darn it. You guys have to tell me if your eyes rolled. I do. I like to bake. I like to make stuff like that. I used to make donuts. I worked in a bakery, and I was the donut maker. And yeah, I like cooking. I don't do it very frequently, mostly because I spend all my time here in the office making these things instead. But yeah, I'm quite capable of cooking. I made, when did I go out? Did I tell you about when I went to our friend's house? Not the one that where I got the bitten. The other one, I made apple crumble, and the dude made the rookie mistake of trying to eat as much apple crumble as I do. Yeah, parental, cute. No, I like making stuff. I made so yeah, we ended up eating a bunch of apple crumble. Like I think I divided the pan like a third of it and then cut it in half. And I took that side and he tried to match the other side. And I put it down like it was nothing. Like, heck yeah. After he was done, he was just like, oh my God. Oh, that was an awful lot. Oh, and it's so rich. And how did you do that? I love that stuff, man. So this is kind of moving along kind of quick. So the first one that was I could only do like a single square because obviously that's as far as you can go in either direction. The second one I was able to do two squares going upwards. So now I'm doing two squares again and I'm basically coming up through this line here. This is would be the halfway of that. So yeah, it's not bad. Oh, I was talking about this on the other live streams. I have expected to be at 10.8K on my Instagram like early this week. I thought that the picture of this bag was gonna put me over the top. Um, but this weird thing is happening. I keep seeing like, oh, you went up to more followers, right? I'm like, oh, cool. But then I go back and I look and I'm hovering at 10,798 people following me on Instagram. And that's where it has basically been for almost a month now. It'll keep getting like right up there, but never actually getting 10.8. It's the weirdest thing. I'm not, I'm sure I could change up some of the stuff that I've been doing and possibly get a little bit better traction or whatever. But it's so funny to me that it's always right there, like within one or two plus or minus. Absolutely crazy. I need to change the music because that was not even fun. Oh, so I saw a doctor today this week. Like I forget which day. Anyways, saw a doctor this week. And she just found out about me having the AFib thing, and she found out the medication I'm on. And she's like, "Oh, that stuff helps to keep your heart from going really fast." Oh, cool. That's cool. That's I didn't know that's what it did, but okay. And then she tried to tell me, okay, so basically, no more coffee, nothing spicy, nothing. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Let's slow this down for a second. Look, I've had this since October. Um, I have cut back to where I only have three coffees a day. I have only on one occasion since the whole thing started has it ever come back. And that particular day, I did have more soda and I had a stressful thing going on with my father-in-law. And I was drinking the soda to try to get myself in, whatever for the live stream, blah, blah, blah. And that, but other than that, I've had no additional symptoms. The doctor told me that I was in such a good condition. I only have to see him once a year. I probably not going to stop drinking coffee. I will limit it, but I'm not. And spicy? Why would I stop having spicy? And she said, well, I need to like check about 45 minutes after I eat to see if my heart rate starts to accelerate. and that one of the things that could trigger this is spicy food. So the last couple days I've been checking it, and no, my heart is not going crazy from spicy foods. It doesn't. My body doesn't seem to care about such things. So, so yeah, I feeling like I dodged some bullets there, but I think I think the look that I probably gave my doctor was probably like, what? What? Yeah, I'm not giving up coffee. I like coffee. I've liked coffee for a really long time. Oh, and this, my head going into the camera, yeah, that turns out to be a thing that happens a bunch on my the making the bracelet things. Apparently, when I can't see, you know, strings or whatever, I lean in, and I absolutely hate it. And when I'm doing the voiceovers, I kind of freak out every time I see myself do it. Yeah, I don't know if there's like people have given up on Instagram. There's like less people using it now. I don't know what's going on. Doesn't matter. Again, I mean, the real thing is I need to grow out my YouTube. It's the only one that's likely to ever pay me any money. Although I just recently heard like Instagram will pay you. I don't quite understand like what the parameters are before you meet those requirements, but that's a thing. Oh, speaking of, is it this one? Nope. This one. Check it out. We are less than 200 watch hours from being the real monetized thing. Um, it's there's such a sliver on the donut that it can't tell you what the number is anymore. I think that's kind of funny. I I like Instagram. There's a lot of stupid mixed messages. I saw an influencer trying to say don't use hashtags, and it's like, no, use the hashtags. I Okay, this, and for any of you guys that are making bracelets, you're here, you probably make bracelets. Use the hashtag friendship bracelets when you post your bracelets. And then people like me will see your bracelets that you've made because that is the hashtag that I follow, right? Because I don't necessarily want to see what you had for dinner. I don't necessarily want to see your vacation photos or any, I just want to see what you made. I want to be inspired by what you make, right? Just as much as I want to inspire everybody else, I too enjoy being inspired. So use the hashtags. Don't listen to those people who say that that's no longer necessary. It's all SEO or whatever, which I don't even know where or how that's supposed to work there. Doesn't make sense to me. Anyways, yes, hashtags cool. I have noticed that like there are some bigger pages that like grab memes or stuff from other places. Okay, that wait, this is going to lead to a whole bunch of different things. My ADHD brain just exploded with thoughts. Anyways, there are larger pages that have a lot of content who will every 10th thing that they share is an ad for something that they have linked in their bio to buy some silly whatever. Yes, that kind of drives me crazy. The other thing that drives me crazy is seeing the same video 8 different places because I can't, and I can't even tell you where the original came from because everybody's just grabbing whatever good content that somebody else had and now sharing it like it's their own stuff. And I absolutely hate that. I really do hate that. You know, I mean, at least if you're going to do it, credit where it came from. All right. I don't care that you want to get it out there and share it. Just let me, if it's something that I really like, let's say comic or something, right? And I really like their artwork, I might want to actually go follow them, right? And the fact that you share it only one thing of them and move on to go on do a bunch of other dumb things, I don't need that. I don't know. It just little pet peeves. Yeah, no, I don't know that I'm necessarily like taken by the idea of any influencers in general. I think I think there are people potentially that influence without their trying to. Like Mandy and I were recently talking about some editing styles of some YouTubers that I like, and my thought of trying to mimic some of the things that I see, and was explaining to her how I would like to do it and how I'm not sure how much effort, more effort it would take to actually pull off some of the things. Um, but yeah, like that kind of influence, there's a fair bit that I might take in. Um, but as far as like somebody with wears sunglasses and suddenly I need to have those sunglasses, that hasn't happened since the Matrix, and I wanted Morpheus's glasses. That just mind you, it's obvious. Like one of the things that I also love from other channels is stuff in the background of the videos. I mean, look at that. It's crazy back there. Why? I don't know. I just like it a lot. Mind you, the disco light thing, that's because there used to be a color light back there, that made that area sort of light up. And for some strange reason, we can't get those lights anymore. They were smart bulbs, so you could like pick whatever colors, so that was kind of fun. But we can't find them any longer. They're just not available here. And so that thing was like 14 bucks. And Mandy was like, it'll never work. It's not dark enough in the corner. Nobody will ever see it. I'm like, oh no, that corner is completely dark and I hate it. And so I went and got the thing. And yeah, it's super crazy. It's all over the room. And we were like up to 7 people. We suddenly just dropped down to 4. Well, back to 5 or 6. I never one I have two different places where it says number of people. One says 5, one says 6. I have no idea, man. But welcome everybody. I'm glad everybody's here. It's kind of quiet without Mandy here. That's sort of a I like I like having her to be able to talk to, especially if like she's really good at like pointing out like when I miss something happening up there on the chats. Oh, so so I was talking about the high def thing. So check this out. In order to go high def, you have to have, for OBS, you have to have a high def monitor. I don't have money for a high def monitor. That's stupid expensive. right? Because it'd be a 4K monitor, right? Checked. I went to go see if there was a way of spoofing it or doing something in YouTube, and sure enough, I find a video. Dude says you can buy this device. It looks, it's like smaller than like a thumb drive, and it's one end is USB, and the other part of it just looks like it's a really tiny thumb drive. So apparently this thing tells your computer. I missed a Tabasco joke? Oh no. Okay. Yeah, see, I don't necessarily see all the stuff. Hang on, I'll get to this. So I look in Amazon, find the device, it's 20 bucks. Like, that's not terribly bad, right? Checking AliExpress, $3. Well, there's like $1.50 and $1.50 for shipping or something. It was $3. Order it up. That's gonna be awesome. And it arrives in like a week, which absolutely blew my mind, right? So it takes absolutely no time. Get it here, find out that the available HDMI port on my computer can't take it. I need an adapter to go to a display port, which that ended up costing about $15. But that was available on Amazon and they delivered it today. Like the other thing came in yesterday, couldn't use it, went to Amazon. That thing showed up this afternoon. I've been playing with it. But here's the funny part. When you have multiple monitors, your mouse can move from one monitor to the others, right? My computer thinks that there are 3 monitors in play, right? My new lovely widescreen, this older but still nice regular plain old monitor, and then this fake 4K one. If my mouse ends up in the fake 4K zone, it's just MIA. It's gone. If anything opened over there, I'll never see it because it's off in no man's land. There's no yeah, it doesn't exist. It's a fake thing. It's, to me, I think that's absolutely hilarious. All right. Rainbow ba, 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 ba. No, I'm not pouring espresso in my coffee. That's you. You. That'll do. But yeah. So now I have the ability to go super high def. Um, Honestly, up until today, I thought that the streaming was always this was as good as it gets. Um, but today, while looking at the what I was supposed to do the high res for recording, discovered they were talking about how to do high res for streaming. I again, I don't know bandwidth and everything else all in whether I have the capabilities of doing that. And I wasn't about to make all these changes today and come at this thing and have it go crazy and break. So that's why we're waiting until tomorrow. So, and I think I have to make all the changes while the OBS is not connected to stuff. So yeah, I think it would be fun if we could do it and you guys could watch, but I don't think it works that way. I might be able to do it through Discord. So that might end up being an after party thing. But yeah. But yeah, I have to admit though, having a look at the 4K, it looks really, really, really good. And I do wish there was a way of being able to toggle between the two. Like there's OBS has profiles. That's what I was trying to use earlier today, was like to change just have one high def profile and one low def. If anybody knows how to kind of pull that off, I still would like to do it, because when I do the making videos, right? This part here, this can be all like high def or whatever. That up there, me in the little box, doesn't have to be, because if I record that in 4K, right? Um, and then reduce it down in size, it's still going to be like less than a 1080p thing. So there's no reason for that part of it, when I record just that area, there's no reason for me to have it in such a high resolution that it's taking up gigs of space. It doesn't work. It doesn't make any sense. So yeah, if there's some kind of way, I'd like to be able to do that. Because trust me when I say it is a ton of work to go back and change all of the different sceneries, because I have a lot. I have, did I show you guys this? This is this is our next week's schedule. So I'm taking off Monday and Wednesday. Wednesday is a Christmas party thing with a friend, and then Monday I'm working on my fish tank. I need to clean it up and do some stuff, and it's just easier to do it on a day where dad's at daycare as opposed to over the weekend. So oh, now it's even weirder. Now it says one side says 5 and the other says 3. We lost people. I'm sorry, people. I'm trying to be entertaining. I know everybody misses Mandy. I'm sorry. So, okay, like I said, one place. Okay, now it says 5 and 4. I don't know. I don't know. I need to stop worrying about things that aren't in my control, like number of views and all that kind of stuff. I mean, obviously, we're slowly creeping towards the 4,000 hour thing, and thank you for to everybody who's helping make that possible. That is absolutely awesome. The fact that we're, what is it, like 170, I think. I don't remember what the number is. Wrong one again. That one. Yeah, 170. Hey, that's awesome. Hello, people. Ah, Yeah, I'm doing everything in my power to not gain a bunch of weight, which obviously it's not easy during the season, but I'm actively like not going out of my way to have a bunch of crazy whatevers, and did have that apple crumble, but I kind of repented for a few days after that. My weight has been kind of hovering around like a pretty good area, so I'm trying to keep that going. Oh man, so the doctor did another thing for the first time, and apparently the rules in the government have changed as far as like what they want doctors to do. They want to double check phone numbers, double check addresses, double check a lot of things. But this is the first time that they took a measuring tape around my belly. Now, I don't know what that measuring tape, who that was designed for, because mind you, Asian people tend to be a lot smaller than, say, an American, right? Or European. They just are smaller. But she pulled out the measuring tape and she started to go around me, and I saw it go green, yellow, red. I'm like, um, looking down, yeah, that's definitely red. Like that did not give me sense of confidence at all. Like that's sort of a, oh, gee, thanks. She now, mind you, she didn't like go, uh-oh, or any kind of like a, oh, this is gonna have to change here, or any nothing was said. She just like, okay, took the number, went and put it down. So, and she, like I said, she's the kind of lady that she would scold me if there was, so I don't know, but I kind of think I need to probably do something about it, a little something. Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing quite like that to make you feel self-conscious, right? Green. Oh, look, it's a green one. I got measuring tapes. I've got something kind of similar, except for mine's all white. See, it's silly sheep, and it got a cool measuring tape, right? But it started out green, yellow, red. Oh yeah. Oh, nuts. Yeah, I suspect it's probably to like if I had been actually an Asian or whatever, like there's probably like some kind of like a go too big of a belly, and you're gonna end up having you know issues. Like my my natural mom, I was adopted, so I don't really think of her as mom as much. But my natural mom, relatively healthy most of her life, but she was kind of always big. She got really big, and then she ended up being diabetic. So I think the measuring tape is supposed to um, warn you that at some point you have a higher risk for health issues. I'm guessing. So yeah, Dreamer Warrior. I kind of like that name. That sounds kind of fun. Yeah, that's kind of a common question around here. We always like to know where people are from because we're always curious who got up really early to join the live streams. Chicago. All right. I like Chicago. I originally from the Detroit area. Been to Chicago a number of times. I don't know how often, but a number of times. Love the Sheds Aquarium and all that kind of stuff. The Windy City. So yeah, it's pretty early there. It's what? It's 11 here now. It's 9? 9 in the morning? That's pretty early. Yeah, it is a bit early for a Saturday, but I'm glad you joined us this. Yeah. Yeah, I still have family in Michigan, so I still kind of have to know the time zones and stuff. And then the thing that screwed me up and where the extra math has to come in is it's your winter and I'm now in tropical, so I have to like actually think about that. Like, wait, because it's what is it right now? Oh, we had rain, so it's 27 out there, so it's a little bit cooler. It's 27 degrees outside right now. So yeah, then remember that so then you guys actually lose an hour, and since we're on the equator, they don't do that. So the time zones change during this time of the year. Otherwise, Detroit would be 12 hours difference, and then Chicago is 1 hour from Detroit. So yeah, that's how I had to work out all that math. So uh, so Dream Warrior, you make knotted things, bracelets, and that kind of stuff. Yeah, yeah. In Europe, it works out really, really well. I'm surprised there's like not more people from like other parts of Europe as well. Because like I've seen like some of the other countries watch the videos, but it's possible maybe they wait until the closed captions. Maybe they're only watching regular videos and not the streams. Don't know. That's awesome. Cool. Well, hopefully I'll inspire you to try new things with bracelets because it's kind of my thing. I've been on a kick here lately of um like adding various bits to existing patterns and then yeah, I've got like a bunch of plans for different crazy stuff coming up. Um we're doing oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. I kind of wondered whether or not that would ever like bring people over here to YouTube. But that's yeah, that's totally cool. Yeah, I've been trying to share more stuff over there in Reddit. I don't want to like I didn't want to like overdo it because I kind of feel like a bit of a show off when I do that, but at the same time, I kind of want to inspire these people. I want people to see that there's more that you can do and get people to know that you can change these patterns and do all kinds of other really neat stuff to them because I'm all for that. Mind you, it's kind of too bad Minute Craft isn't here. Um, okay, so blindsided creations are when people send me a pattern number, the website, and the number of strings, and I go into it to make something different with the pattern without knowing beforehand what it is. So you get to watch my whole thought process from the moment of discovering the pattern itself and then trying to work out what I'm going to do with it. So she had sent me some stuff and oddly enough, the that same day I had seen that's the name of the person who had submitted the pattern. There was like 5 patterns on the homepage, all by that same person. And I was just like, wait a second. They at first I thought like all these seem the same, but they were all little tweaks. This one's got, you know, a diamond going this way. This one, it kind of, whatever it was, they were all slight variations of the same pattern to make a whole bunch of stuff. So they're getting whatever joy they get out of like getting their name on a pattern or whatever. They're like blowing up the number of things that they can create by doing these nuanced changes, which is a lot of kind of what I do, except for like sometimes I add things to the beginning and the end and balance it so things that I like end up in the middle. Um, which I don't think that really kind of works out very well for like bracelet book or whatever. But it's along the same lines. It's the whole idea that a pattern can just get changed. You don't have to, there's no rules to say that you can't just mix it up a little bit. Like the bracelet that I made that I wear is two patterns that were meshed together. Um, this that's running down the middle was a pattern, and what is on the outside was a different pattern that I split in half and moved it to the outer parts. And yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to do some more of those. I kind of want to find, I kind of want to do it with some like really easy patterns so that way I can kind of make it like this one was pretty complex. This is pretty advanced. But I kind of want to kind of do some where a beginner could have a go at it. So I'm going to try looking for some patterns to do that soon too. Lots of plans, lots of ideas, always, all the time. And if you want to see like there's a number of videos already out done right now. Um, and you can see them early if you want by becoming a member of the YouTube thing. It's next to subscribe. There's a thing where it says join. And if you join, you get to see the patterns early, you get to see the behind the scenes, and you get to watch all the videos that have already been created that haven't, they're like scheduled, but they're not released to the public yet. So all those suddenly become available. That's the little bit of money that I get from that helps to buy more floss, essentially, or cameras and microphones and stuff to do high res at this point. Oh, next week I get a new light. So this harsh shadow over here can go away because I hate that too. Oh, that's awesome. That's nice to know. That I can't tell you how really awesome that makes me feel to know that you like that kind of aspect, that you like that I'm combining patterns. That it means I'm doing okay. First off, I enjoy doing that, but that somebody else out there can appreciate that, that really feels great. I really thank you very much. That really does feel good. Thank you. Yeah, Reddit's a weird place. Like there's like the group there for the friendship bracelet things. Like they're um it says that there's how many over thousands of people for the group, but like the general activity of the group itself is probably less than our actual 100 people or so, or at least like the number of likes and stuff. It doesn't tell you like how many people viewed it. Like Facebook will at least tell you that like 1,000 people saw it and 100 hit like, but you don't really get that on Reddit. But there's really so little interaction over there. I've like really wondered whether or not it's worth doing all that. But yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it seemed like there was a little while there where I was primarily known for really big projects. I made the big project, which was um, like 5 foot across. It's a meter point six. It's like 5 feet across. Um, that was pretty crazy. And then I made the pillows and stuff. And so like there was a little bit where everybody was less like, oh, he makes big things. And I was just like, I that's nice, but that's not necessarily what I want to be known for. I want to encourage people to try stuff and see that you can even make cool things even if you don't make it like overly complex or whatever. Like this pattern, right? It looks gorgeous. It's just not going to the left and not going to the right. There's nothing else. It's if you can make a chevron, you could make this bag. And I think that's like a great message that I really want to get out there that, you know, you can make something else. You can have something really fun and amazing and I don't know. So we already so remember we did the green dark green coming from the other way, right? This is the dark green from this side. We're really getting to, where all the colors are so close to crossing each other. It's so cool. Really excited about that. Uh, so during the regular weekdays now, I've actually had to go and I have an alarm that goes off. It's not really an alarm, it's like a chime that goes off on the hour to tell me to get up and to stretch because I can get so engrossed in making stuff, like whether it's, like this, tying knots or whatever it is. I can get so into it that I don't move for hours and hours at a time. And it's starting to have like effects on the back and my legs and all kinds of just whatever ailments that are just not great. So now once an hour I get up, I stretch. Um, I got a thing to do I forget what it's called, but it's anyways, you put your foot on this little rocker thing and it stretches all the way up the back of your legs and stuff. There was a name for that. I can't remember what it was. It's not just the hamstrings or something else. Anyways, yeah, it's kind of funny to me that I would have to actually have reminders to take care of myself, but yeah, it is what it is. So I have headphones on and they've been playing some really cool stuff. There was Rush and who is this one? I like this one. It's Yes, owner of a lonely heart. I haven't heard this in forever. So for sure not this week, but maybe no. I don't know. We are every live stream, we are inching closer and closer to where these black strands are getting short and they're going to have to be replaced. And wanted to, I kind of thought it was going to happen next week, but I'm not so sure about it anymore. Oh. Okay, so this is going to make sense in a very future video. I did like 4 different greens together, and no, I did 3 different greens together and a dark gray. And I was looking in the airplane trolley for a dark green and was like, well, how did I use up all my dark greens? This is where they went. This is the dark green that would have made the 4th. And I couldn't, it just hit me just now. Like, oh, that's where it is. Because I went through all the different drawers. I went kind of digging around in there looking for a darker green to go with it, which is funny. Yeah, purple and yellow is a great combo. Isn't that like generally associated with like Easter? Purple, yellow, like green and red is Christmas. The opposing colors, they have a thing. And purple, yellow is Easter. And then what's left? The orange. What's the opposite? Orange and green? No, orange and purple, yellow, orange and blue. Yeah, orange and blue doesn't have a thing. Not that I know of. So the neat thing is okay, so early on when we took the photos of this, one side was like hot colors and one side was cold colors. Eventually, it doesn't matter what side you look at it, it's going to be the same. It's just going to be whether or not the hot colors are towards the top or the bottom. They're all going to be intermingled here soon, which is sort of cool. Mind you, this bag would probably have been really cool to maybe do it in a cylinder form, like for the base. But it's meant to be like the original idea for this whole thing was to do a phone bag out of it. And so as such, it's going to close, it's going to be flat at the bottom. So I have to decide where to put that. Oh, I don't know where it is. Oh, I think I do. Wait, I got something cool to show you guys. So yeah, anybody new here, I have ADHD and my brain will suddenly snap on an idea and I get really stupid excited. And it's just a thing. You get used to it. Most people get used to it. Mandy was hard at work and I don't know if it'll make it clear enough if I go higher, but it's all of these colors and then there's like little black squares in it, which is just like the loops on the bag itself. So this is the strap for this bag. It is absolutely just gorgeous to look at. I absolutely love it. I'll obviously at some point get a photo of it, probably put it over on the web page with the stuff. Yeah, I could do that. I will do that for sure. I should really write things down. I will forget. What was the other thing that I said that I needed to fix or do? It just said something earlier. Earlier I said I was going to fix something. What is so... Have to be sure to tell her you said that. You guys have no idea. Okay, I'm sorry I got quiet there. There was something I said earlier. Oh, it's the smiley faces. Okay. My just having a complete and total panic attack over here, knowing that there was something that I said that I was supposed to fix. Um, Not knowing what that was really going to disturb me. I was really. No, she doesn't. No, we use the squishy Kumi disc, and she does the stretching she'll do when the whole thing is all done, because she wants it to be as short as possible, because that thing is easily over a meter long. Easily. Like, wait. Okay, so I'm 193 tall. Yeah, it's it's over a meter and then some for sure. Oh wait, let's try the sheep. 140. So yeah, she doesn't want it to be 140 all out. So she lets it stay as short as possible. And then she'll do like this thing where she sort of have it sort of wound like that, and kind of, doing a thing to try to keep it in a bunch hanging down below. And then when the whole thing is done, gives it a tug and it suddenly becomes giant. Right. I would think that to be true as well, because you're fighting the whole thing. So yeah, that would totally make a lot of sense. Speaking of, that's probably what tomorrow is going to be. I keep putting it off. I have 7 or 8 uh, Kumi shorts to make. So again, if you're interested in the kind of the behind the scenes and how I do all this stuff, that's what's going to be happening tomorrow. Um, yeah, I don't know why I keep putting them off. I mean, they're not. It's not hard to make them. It doesn't take a whole lot of time. They're just pesky. It's. I guess I just don't get the whole same dopamine thing off of it. And get this that I don't understand. The watch hours that you get from shorts, even if you like have a short go crazy, which I had one recently go crazy, like the one where the mirror was making me like bothering me or whatever at the hotel. That thing's over 10,000 views. I don't no idea why, but all those watch hours don't count. Don't understand why, but they don't. lost my phone. Okay, so I so for Rara, your solution here, this is going to be a little bit surprising, but there that ratio of what it is, like how many times you go around, as long as if you're using the same string and stuff, like you can actually figure out the ratios. Like Mandy makes the loops for me, right? She knows to go if she goes around the pattern. It's either one full time, like where let's say you had red at the top, like where the 31 and 1 is. If red is there, when it comes all the way around once, um, it's either one time or two times is the amount for a regular standard loop. If she was going to make like a bracelet or whatever, she actually knows the how many times it would have to be um, to do it, and then when she stretches it, it ends up being that length. And there's like a ratio. Like if you measure like what it is beforehand, before you stretch it, and then you stretch it, I want to say it's almost double, but I'm not like you would have to ask her. Like she really is the queen of this stuff. But that's kind of like the tricks that she uses so that way she doesn't have to keep stretching it as she's going along. Because it seems to me, well, if you stretch it partway through and then go at it and then stretch it again, I don't think you're necessarily going to have bad things in it. I think the weighted part could definitely cause some issues, especially because it's trying to drag the whole thing down. Um, but yeah, yeah. Well, hopefully she gets here before too much longer. We can ask her because again, she really is the one that's. I just discovered them and was like, "Hey, this seems really cool," and way early in my bracelet making thing, I wasn't bothering to even braid at all my loops. I just had loops of string because that was like the least interesting part. My knots are what's beautiful. Why do I care what the loops look like, right? And somebody told me, like, if you really want to be professional, if you want to be known as the guy that makes good bracelets, you're gonna have to improve the loops as well. You have to at least take the time to just do a basic braid or something to it. And her words really hit me. Like, um, good friend of mine, I remember exactly who said it, was Darlene. Um, it really hit me. Like, yeah, you're probably right. Yeah. So then I did a basic simple braid. So if you look at like the really old stuff that I made, there was basic simple braids. And then when I saw the kumi, I was like, no, that is it. That's the thing. That is, if I want to elevate to the highest level of bracelet mastery, that is it right there. It's gorgeous. It's so fun. And we've struggled because typically you're taught that you can only have what, eight uh what is it, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24 is the numbers of strings. Um, but you know me, I have to think out of the box all the time. I've come up with all kinds of other variations, and we've worked out even how to keep some patterns to generating really cool by doing these other weird alterations. So you can actually like check out like there's a number of like shorts and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. No, I really believe in that kind of stuff. I really believe that it's And the funny part is there are going to be a ton of people who will never notice. They won't. They'll look at it and it's just like it's a loop. So what? But to a certain group, there's a certain element of people out there who will stop and say, "Wow, there's so much going on here. This is so much more than stuff that you see elsewhere." And yeah, I don't need everybody to know it. I don't have to throw it in their face. I just like to know that there are people who are going to see it and go, "Yeah, you went that extra mile. I see you." And I love that. I absolutely love that. And it's funny too, especially I think Reddit is probably the number one spot where I get the comment, "Is that a for the loop? Did you seriously do that?" Like, yep, that's exactly what it is. I have videos on it if you're interested. That's a thing. Totally did it. I guess I get a little bit of it on Facebook. Instagram, I think everybody on Instagram pretty much knows the Kumi thing is a thing already. But yeah. Yeah, they are part of the signature thing for sure. There was a small duration where somebody tried to say that my signature pattern was um the dovetail. And I'm like, no, 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 no. Just because I did them for the pillows and I had some fun with it, no, I don't want that to be, no. Mind you, I'm going to crack up when I go back through and I try to fix the closed captions for this and I see all of those no's in a row. It's going to be like, oh yeah, that was that. Yeah, dovetails are cool. Don't get me wrong. I have two pillows that prove that I like dovetails. I mean, that's kind of a thing. But I think if there was going to be like a signature pattern, it would be what I made my first bag out of. It would be what's on my clipboard. It would be what's on my arm. I have a bracelet stuff tattooed on my arm. That's more my signature thing. It's a 8 string pattern. Um, well, 8 colors, 16 strings coming down. Can multiply it out many, many times over, and it still looks amazing. And it was one of my earliest own designs that I came up with because I didn't like the original. The original kind of came in sort of like Arrowhead and then went into this thing, was sort of like what the other side of it was. And so I wanted to make it more yin and yang, where the two pieces would like kind of fit together. And then, yeah. And then really early on discovered like, ooh, you could go more than double and whatever. And I made one. I was going to go to a Grateful Dead concert out in Wisconsin. And so I made one that was like 7 repetitions wide, like 7 loops wide. And again, this was like really early stuff for me. Like it was, and it got everybody's attention. Like any other bracelet person out there was like, whoa, wait a second. I've seen bracelets, but I have not seen that. What's that? And that was kind of my whole point to it, was like to kind of show that, like, because I had friends who would go to Mexico, buy a ton of bracelets in Mexico for like 10 cents each, bring them back and sell them at the concerts. And I wanted to show, like, I did not do that. I make my own. And here's proof, because you're not getting this in Mexico. I wonder if. See what comes up if I hit this. Oh, that's funny. I need to go add some tags because I know for sure there's other stuff that should be in here. But that was the bracelet that I made for the to go to the concert. It was before Alpine in '88. Um, so the loops look really extra long and weird, but that's because I was going to actually attach this to leather. So I took out the knots that came before the loops, but this definitely demonstrates the fact that once upon a time my loops were, like I said, just loops. And then later on I started learning to um, make them a little bit better. Let's see. Oh no. Okay, so there's the first bag, and then here's the other version of that pattern. And then here's a super crazy complex version where this one has 144 different colors. It's each one of those little sections is 4 colors, and each one is different all the way around the whole bag. So yeah, that one was crazy. Yeah. So yeah, when you make them in person, that's kind of a thing. But when you're walking around at like a the Grateful Dead parking lot thing, you really are walking around. It's really, you can't make stuff. Like if I'm doing a like a we did a thing here in Yishun. There was a food court that had a weekend. Well, maybe it was just a day. I don't remember. Where you could set up a table and do the stuff. And so I did that. And yeah, I was totally making it so that way people could see what went into it. Because I totally believe when people realize the amount of work that these things take, they like kind of respect it more. But yeah. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, a lot of colors. Um, so in order to come up with the colors like that, I went and got one of everything from my supplier in China, which is 447 different colors. And then I took a quarter of each one of those skeins and wrapped it on bobbins and put it into the little boxes. So that takes up 2 boxes of all the colors. And that way I could go through and pick out the best combinations. And that's how we ended up with that one. And how it is that there's no 2 colors are the same in the whole thing. And then the hardest part of that, try to wrap your mind around this. Halfway through the bag, or well, like a third of the way through the bag, the colors that are on the outside, like the bigger part of that little shape, they have to be replaced. And then as you get further down, about halfway, like some of the other ones have to get replaced. And you, to be able to get to the same exact matching color for something like that, like plotting out how to do that was probably one of the harder parts of the whole project. Um, how I did it is there is an area of grayscale, and I that's my zero. That's my, it starts here and then goes one, two, three, four, five, going around. And I had a, I guess, ruler. It's more than a ruler. It was a meter and a half long ruler, which I don't know what that is in inches. It's like a yard and a half, more maybe. Super long ruler. I clamped baggies with the right colors in the right order, counting from that one space, and had all the strings available for me to be able to go forward with it. Because, yeah, it's a lot of colors. It was super complicated. It's by far one of the most wow things. And then there's a second version of that. Where is it? Ah. So this is one side. So that you can see the grayscale start is on the far right. And then this is the other side of the bag. So the two sides of the bag are completely different. And so that one, what makes that kind of weird is I started at the bottom of it and the colors are, um, I want to say it's a lark's head. Like the strings were attached with a lark's head. And so that way, like this, you would be one color going this way and another color going that way. And that's what started out the diamonds that are at the very bottom of this bag. And then, that's how it's one set of colors on one side and a different set on the other side. So yeah, that one's again over the top. I don't, I guess it's just the whole need to challenge myself, but like those bags were brutal on trying to, design it and make it happen. And so those, it's the same exact color combinations as the other one. So same yardstick things in play. Um, all that is, but the one is in my shop and the square flat one is Mandy's. So I think she has 3 or 4 bags now. She hasn't carried one in a while. But yeah, she's got 3 or 4. Hang on, I got a little knot here that's gonna make me crazy if I don't take care of it. I swear to God, my my whatchamacallit, the DJ thing from Spotify is trying to introduce me to new types of music, and it's like, no. Yeah, so the previous version of this had more colors. This one's only 24 colors? No, 12 colors. 12 colors. This one's only 12 colors. The other version, the first version of this, was way more complicated. Like each one of the loops had two, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8 colors plus the black, which made it get really way harder to do. That's awesome. Um, so I decided I would do this version because this was way more beginner friendly. So can turtles eat things like apples and stuff like on the regular, or is that got to be like a limited thing? I don't. Right on. That makes sense. Because I know, like with like rabbits, you can't feed them carrots every day because that would upset their little tummies. Like they are, despite all the stuff you see from Bugs Bunny, that's not really how it works. Oh, and I found out that coyotes are twice the speed of a road runner, and my whole childhood feels wrecked after learning that. Yeah, my reason for thinking that maybe not is because like apples and grapes and stuff, they're like they have a lot of sugar in it. And I don't know like how that actually works for an animal whose skeleton is on like the outside. Like if the squishy part starts getting fat, what happens? Or maybe it can't? I don't know. So how big is Echo? Like, Nice. 8 inches long. Because I've seen really, yeah, that's okay. I grew up with inches. I get that one. It's yeah, I know how big that is. Um, because I've seen, I guess for him you'd have to use, there's like a skateboard, like there's the fingerboard ones that are like really, really little, but then there's like a slightly bigger version. I've seen people put those under turtles and let them just go at it, and they seem to love it. They like, woohoo, get scooting. If you have like smooth floor, if you have carpeting, I guess it would never work. But if you have like tile floors and stuff, it's hilarious, or wooden floors. It's hilarious to see them just get going. I I gotta imagine from their perspective, they just gotta feel like they're just flying. It's like a kid on a little bike. You know, like when you first get that experience of like, whoa, I'm fast. Yeah, the turtle has got to be like absolutely thinking this is warp drive or something. Like, yeah, it's so cool. Okay, we need a video. When you do that, the very like his first time out, you have to have the phone at the ready and recording that, because TikTok, wherever you put it, I can't wait to see it. That's gonna be, yeah. Hang on, I've got incoming messages. What do we got here? Oh, Mandy's back, and she has keys, or Lex keys. I got to go let her in. I'll be right back. Sorry, guys. She forgot to take keys with her, so that's something. All right, let's see. Wait. Oh God, a lot of stuff. Do 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 do. Streams Force for Turtles. Oh yeah. Okay, so when Mandy gets over here, we can have her try to look these things up, because I should be nodding and not doing the searches as much as I want to do it. Waiting for her to join the Discord to let me know when to hook up her camera. Hey, there she is. Do, 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 do. Hey, hey, we have a Mandy cam. Hang on, I have to expand this window. Oh, yep. Get rid of the watermark. And check it out. There she is.
Hello, everybody.
So I'm seeing a boatload of the fingerboards, but I don't see. Oh, wait, there. No, that's the kid's beginner.
Oops.
So we're talking about turtles and skateboards. This, if you can see where my mouse is, these are the typical fingerboards. There is a version of that that is slightly bigger. It's still super, super low, but like it's still like a fingerboard, but it's like I don't know what they call them. So if anybody can locate it, because yeah, here's the fingerboard down in the right below me. But yeah, there's something like that. It would be so cool to see a turtle on it. There was a question earlier about knowing with a kumi, you're going along, you haven't stretched it. How would you know what length you have before stretching it? Is it always double, or is there a ratio, or? And we lost her.
I'm here. What happened?
Are you connected to 5G?
Uh-huh.
Am I connected to 5G? And you're back. That was weird. So did you hear the question?
No.
So you're making a kumi, you haven't stretched it, right? But you want your kumi to be a certain length, right? How do you know when to stop to get it to that length? Is it always double when you pull it?
Not always.
Okay. So what's your general rules? How does this typically work?
I guess you done it a couple of times, you kind of know. Another way would be as you're kind of going along and if you stretch it out as you walk, then you kind of can keep an eye on how long it is and where you want to stop.
Right. And then I guess you could work out as you were doing that, like if that's going to be the constant, like say at bracelet length or whatever,
exactly.
you
Then you
could
always
know
know
how many
how many rounds you
rounds you
did,
did.
or
Right,
is it the same starting point that you're ending at, that
right.
kind of thing.
And how much of a difference does having, say, 12 strings versus 20 strings have to do with those ratios? Is it similar, or is each one something that you would have to log the?
It is different, yes. The fewer strings, there are actually the stretched out version. Well, it stretches more basically. I say we did an 8 string would stretch more than a 16 or 20 string would.
There you go. So yeah, you could keep a little log book, work out like, you made a bracelet length, how many ever cm going around your wrist or whatever, how many times, how many cycles it went, and then based on the different string number stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I just realized that tomorrow, one of the biggest things I have to work on is Kumi videos. So, so anybody who has notifications on for my channel, you're probably gonna see a number of things coming out tomorrow. Oh, and did you see your smiley face has those stupid corners on it? I thought I fixed all those, but apparently the second month ones have I don't know. Did you do the dark mode?
No,
Yeah,
no.
in dark mode, it's got little white corners.
Oh,
Really,
okay.
it's really upsetting me.
That's annoying.
It is. Not quite as annoying as earlier tonight. I realized it was a thing I needed to do and then didn't write it down. Came up with another thing to do. Was like, okay, I better start writing stuff down, and couldn't remember what the first one was. And my whole brain started to seize up, and I really was going to lose it there for a little bit. Like I really, like I just stopped talking. Like it was really bad. Yeah, I don't know why suddenly like I'm now got the thing. Yeah, pretend it's on purpose. Um, why suddenly like dark mode is such a big thing for me. I just really starting to like it. Stupid. Oh, I can show you something else that's kind of funny. Check this out. Um, this is what part of my desktop looks like. And that is so that way I can size it to that little space of my monitor. And I know that that's exactly the size of what will actually show up on the camera when I do what I just did, right? So when I'm doing the making patterns and stuff, I know where to put it. this morning when I added a new monitor, my whole background went stupid. It tried to stretch out what I had to go to three monitors instead of two. And so the space that I had said to go into did not look right. And I was like, what is that? And then it dawned on me like it was skewing everything. So I spent a bit of time this morning trying to rebuild where everything belongs and how to do it. And I'm probably not even done with all that. Like I think um, there's a possibility in order to get it better looking that I might have to actually, it's so much stuff. It's just crazy. But I mean, if it means better quality and things are better overall, I think that's awesome. Because I don't know if you guys remember, some of the early stuff was grim. Like the earliest live streams were super choppy. Uh, some of the very earliest audio was really crap. And then I had to get a oh man, I knew the name to it for a little while because I had to buy one. I had the thing where you had to the clapper. I had to buy a clapper because I was recording the sound separately, and I had to have the little lapel thingy, whatever, the lava mic. God, it's been so long since I used that stuff. I forgot their names. Anyways, yeah, that was a while back. Slowly, we're getting better sound, better video, better bracelets. But we've already got the best Mandy, so I don't know. We can't improve there at all. And I didn't have Mandy here for when I was telling them that I want our kitchen, our next kitchen will have those glass panels that are between the cupboards and the countertop thing. So that way, you can actually take the dry erase markers and you can put in all the notes like our one friend has, because I just think that's so remarkable. Remarkable. I I put her on the fritz, guys. So yeah, some of these strings are getting really short. I'm just really not sure when to change them up because I don't want to do it too soon and then have to do it like a third time if I can avoid that. That's if you're wondering what the thought process is here, that's kind of what I'm hoping to avoid. It feels like we should be all the way around by now. I mean, the progress has just been great, but I'm like, I did. I missed you like crazy. Right before the whole stream started, I had opened up the thing for your camera and it came up with a thing saying that there's, a new version to update it, blah, blah, blah. Um, I, various things that they've improved and whatever. And I'm like, no. And then I thought about it, like, well, you know what? Mandy's not going to be here. I should go ahead and do that now. And then later on, it'll be the new version. It'll be awesome. So I closed it. And as soon as I closed it, OBS went stupid. And that this camera here went completely. Remember when we had the problems when we first got them and they were super dark and it didn't make any sense? It did that. And I'm like, oh no. And it's like literally minutes before the thing is supposed to start. And I'm freaking out and like close OBS and reopen it and um, mess with the camera a bit. And I was just like, I don't want to start the stream and have to like do something where I hit everybody with the sound effects. And a little more fiddling and suddenly got it going. And phew. Yes, don't break the coven. I wish I had the don't break the Kevin sign. Where do I do? There we go. Well, it's like the robot when Rainbow's not around. Do you see the Grinch?
Yeah.
I can't get him to face the camera. I want him to like sit this way, but the string won't let me do it. Well, when Mandy's around, um, this is a little behind the scenes sort of thing. Typically, 9:30 or so, I'm in panic mode. I'm getting her camera up. I'm getting the lights going. Doing microphone checks. I'm doing all kinds of things, and yeah, I like have all kinds of time in order to make sure everything is perfect when we start. On my own, um, I tried not to panic and get crazy and stuff. I'm determined to figure out how to make him work. I wonder if I wait, if he's down here, he needs to hang lower, so there. Seems to face the camera a bit better this way. So it seems that Spotify has finally found something to make me lose my mind, take me back to my high school days. I got Ozzy in my ears now. It's Crazy Train, and it's like teenage Kevin is suddenly awakening inside and just I love this song. What I liked most about this music was there was so much meaning behind it. It sounds, if you just listen to it the first time, you're like, he's going crazy, he's going off the rails of a crazy train. But then when you listen to the rest of it, is he wants to live in a world that's more about love and less about hate. And that's not working out. Like why it's everybody, it's making him crazy that like this is not the way of the world. And it's so awesome. Like, yeah, I could relate to that. I can see the whole going crazy from wanting it to be a better a world. So yeah. Plus the whole ADHD probably, made me a little crazy as well. The fact that Ozzy is even still touring and coming up with new albums and stuff absolutely amazes me. Like, just wow. The dude on his own, when talking, sounds like he's got a mouthful of marbles, but he gets up on stage and he sounds amazing. It's just like, how is that a thing? Yeah, I've seen him before in concert, and yes, I saw him when he did most of the concert, just his stuff, and then at the end brought out the old Black Sabbath guys and did some Black Sabbath stuff. That was so wow. It was like right after they buried the hatchet and we're like getting along again and stuff. It was so cool. To give you an idea how long ago that was, though, I think Anthrax opened for him. Like, when was the last time that Anthrax was relevant? Oh man, I should know who this artist is. This is again 80s. Oh, oh wow. Yarn is created. You are young. Baby, it's you. Hey, my girl, now it's you. Oh, come on. Who is this? Deep right through my bones, baby. Let's see what we can do. You wanna make it up. It's so good. This was like on the radios all the time in the 80s. What the heck am I? John Mellencamp. There we go. John Cougar Mellencamp. We can walk around all day long. Walk around all day long. Oh, look. We're uh we're almost around to where we started. Hey, that's kind of cool. Yeah, well, apparently like John Cougar was what they came up with. The record labels are like, nobody's gonna like Mellencamp. Like, that's just weird. And he was like, all right, whatever. And then he got really big and he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna go with my name because, people know who I am now and it doesn't matter. So then it was like John Cougar Mellencamp. So that way people didn't like go, wait, what? So they kind of still knew who it was. And then it's just now John Mellencamp because everybody now knows that that's the thing, which is cool. I mean, So now they're trying to show me something trendy. And my first thought is like, wait a second, this is TikToks. This is that stupid dance. What the heck is it called? What is this? It's titanium. Yeah. Okay, this is better. Switch to something new. Nice. Trying to think, was there any other artists who ever did that same thing where they like came out with whatever silly name that was given to them for the because the record labels didn't like the real name and then later changed it back up? Is that it seems like that would happen more frequently. So we finally get Mandy back and it's still quiet. I don't know what happened. Oh, we had somebody join us. I don't know if she's still here, but we had somebody join us from Reddit. That's how they discovered me, was Reddit, which made me like, yeah,
Oh,
heck yeah, let's go. Because, yeah, I don't get a whole lot of traction on my posts over there. There's been a couple, I guess. There was a couple people who, there's one recently who said that they're taking up making a smaller version of this bag after having been inspired. I'm still waiting to see it. I'm really anxious to see what they come up with. I hope that turns out awesome for them because I would hate to break somebody else. Right? I mean, just breaking his. Oh, I'm really bad at the game of like name the artist. I want to get better at it, so I'd really make an effort. So, okay, so you really got me. You really got me. I know all the words to this. Come on. Don't ever set me free. I only wanna be by your side. Yeah, you really got me. You got me so I can't sleep at night. All right, who is it? The Kinks. Have a good one, Isabella. Good luck on finding a little skateboard. I should actually try to find that video of the little turtle on a skateboard. Should be relatively easy to find. It's hilarious. Yeah, I'm definitely not as good on these older bands. This one's cream. Wait. Yeah, yeah, I think I've seen that one as well. Have you ever seen the thing where the guy's got like a bit of white tape on his shoe and the turtle's all chill, and then he peels off the white tape to reveal the black shoe, and the turtle loses its mind? Yeah, right. Rara knew it. Just I'll stay with you till the Oh man, if you ever want to have fun with a music quiz, I have a method that is so much fun, and we can totally do this. I'll pick out some stuff for the next live stream, so this will be a thing. Um, because the most difficult thing is to name a song based on the lyrics if you have Google read it, right? Because like if you go into like the translate and you have her do the pronunciation, she won't do it at all like the song itself. Like if I tried to tell you what some of these lyrics are, right? It's going to come out with the right tempo, the right whatever, like the right pauses, the everything. So when you get her to read it, it comes out so flat and so much harder to do. And I've always thought that would be like the coolest like quiz thing is to have a game to see if people could get lyrics when it's so hard to do it that way. It's yeah. I've kind of wanted to do it like at a party, but it's like it's such a nerdy thing, and you have to like have the computer hidden and have it where the speakers where everybody can hear. I can totally do it here. It'll totally work. So they will go in the shelter of love. Yeah, when you think of this music, like this is like I was a little guy when this stuff was playing, and I just loved all this stuff. This was awesome. This is more recent. Breathe in is the high afternoon, but lines. Yeah. You laugh at those who cry. Only yesterday you lied. Witnesses seem to be only yet go by. I have a guess of who this is. Yes, I was right. It always bums me out with like when you go look it up and it's like they tell you this is like the 2019 remix. It's like I want to know when it came out. It's the hardest thing to do. So yeah, guys hadn't guessed by my whole muttering over here. It's Stone Temple Pilots, and yeah, I want to say this is 90s. Is that Interstate Love Song was from when? I know this one was 90s. I remember when I first heard this. I had so I'm so into music. Way back in the day, Comcast came out with a special box that you could connect your cable from the wall into the box and then hook that thing into your stereo system and you could stream 50, 60 channels of commercial free music. It was the greatest thing, and they had so many like amazing channels, and they could play stuff that you couldn't hear on your regular radio station. And one night, drinking a few beers, getting a little rowdy, starting to get a little headbangy, and this song came on, and I lost my mind. I totally like got into the anger and let it flow through me, and just wow. Yeah, so the song is Rage Against the Machine's Killing in the Name of. Blew my mind. Absolutely. And if you know the song, you know why they could never have played this on the radio. If they did, it would really lost a lot of the angry bit. was like my own little private mosh pit. I didn't have to smash into people. I just kind of bounced around the room. Didn't have a lot of furniture at the time. Man. The thing that kind of kills me about this whole Spotify thing is they're not really good at like creating a vibe to stick to. Like it doesn't, they don't, they went from like good classic, 70s, 80s stuff and then suddenly right up into this, really hardcore 90s. And it's sort of kind of disappointing. Like I really honestly wish um the one that I liked when I was in the States was Slacker. Slacker could put together a group of songs, one that just kind of feeds into the next, into the next. It was awesome, but it's not available in Singapore, so is what it is. Really? Ah, that's awesome. I went to see Rage Against the Machine once with a good friend of mine. He wanted to get um, down on the floor. He wanted to be down there and mosh and everything else. And I'm like, dude, trust me, the place where we're at, it's just we'll get seats. We'll get as close to the stage as we can, but we'll take the seats and just trust me on this one. And the whole time he's kind of like, nah. We saw a guy with a broken leg getting pulled out, and he's like, well, at least let me just watch the show. They're like, dude, you're going to the hospital, you have a broken leg. And he's like, yeah, but the show, I paid money to see this, and I want. And they're like, nope. you know the as the like before it even like they got onto the stage, a bunch of the aisleways that lead down to the floor had massive mobs all bum rush the few people that they had guarding those spaces. And when you have 300 people and two security loses. The guys in the back just start pushing forward, and then it's just this pile of bodies. The main floor was so packed. There people were just like this against each other, and then there was, as they went into some songs, you'd see these explosions of like floor space that would like open up for a second from the mosh and then slam back shut. And so many people got so hurt. Um, Again, it was just the stadium where they put it on at. I can't remember if that was in Detroit or Pontiac. Um, but it was so bad that like somebody really should have been held accountable. It was awful. Yeah, I mean, I saw the Prodigy at the Fox Theater in Detroit. Um, but they had it better managed. They didn't oversell tickets. It wasn't a giant stadium where you had the seats and the bowl. So it was under control. And like that was amazing. And yes, some of the moshing got a little ugly, but it was okay. It wasn't like this. Like they had sold the whole floor pretty hard, and then it just got so out of hand. It was so bad. So yeah, my friend was just like, yeah, I we got to dance in our at our seats. We had fun. We didn't break anything. No bruises. No. I mean, we saw people leaving black eyes and their face just swole and you know, just wow. Yeah, I have like a huge eclectic list of artists. Um, right now in my ears, it's I happen to know this one. This is Ouija Mac. Like I said, they totally just changed themes like so hard. Oh, now it's Slug Island. So this is way more. Well, Ouija Mac is from Las Vegas, but his mentors or whatever were from Detroit, ICP. And now this is Zug Island, which is ICP and some other guys got together to see what a rock version of ICP would be like, which is kind of fun. But but the digital DJ calls it Zug Island. So bad. So, judging by the fact that in 3 hours we were able to go around and add two squares to this, we should be able to actually figure out when this whole thing is done, except for the fact that I have no idea how long it'll take to add string, and that's obviously coming pretty soon. Because I'm not 100% sure if I can add two more squares next week without running out of the black. I'm also not sure. A lot of the color ones are really super long still. I'm wondering if that means that they're going to be long enough that I don't have to change them. I don't know. So we got like three more squares. Yeah, 10 minutes. Okay, we might go a few minutes longer than one. Because we'll just say that it's like penalty time in football. Having to go get the door from Andy and stuff. It's just penalty time. And looking up skateboards. But skateboards and turtles, I mean, come on. That's got to be the cutest thing ever. So here's the dark purple right here, and here's the other purples coming through. So that's you can see like they're coming all the way around. It's so close. I can't remember. So if you guys get a little bit of time this week and can watch some videos or even like the playlists or whatever, we really are super close in hours. It would be awesome. I'm really excited about the prospects. I have no idea. It might only be like an extra $10 a month or something, but honestly, that would still feel like a win versus, the fact that like I don't get anything for all of it, except for the members and the Patreon thing. So, oh goodness gracious. Oh God.
Of course, surround sound.
I know, right? Oh God. The sad part is I've kind of needed to do that since before the whole stream started. I'd be kind of like just a little itch in there in my nose, not going anywhere. So I don't think that there was a consistent way of direction with the black. Like if I had always done the ones going to the right as the ones that went over the top, they would all be getting much closer to being done. But it sort of switched back and forth for a while. So there's some that are longer than others, which kind of I'd rather have it all like happen at one point. I don't know. Not sure how I'm going to approach this. But I have all the strings cut. So whenever the thing happens, we're already way ahead of everything and this will all go kind of quick. Mind you, they're all cut, but they're all wrapped on the little bobbins. So during the live stream, there'll be like the let it drop, find the middle, put it in, and the floor will fill up with little bobbins as we go along. So I already know how it works. Done this kind of stuff before. But I'm actually thinking I'm gonna, as soon as this is done, crack one myself. I still have beer left from a while back. I'm so close to this row done. Right on. Hey, honey, can you do a quick
Hmm?
can you do a quick search and find out if there's an easy way to have two incursions of OBS on your computer at once?
On my computer?
Mine
Oh, I was like really
on
confused about that.
on a computer. Is it what is the seeing as how profiles don't work? You guys have no idea. Like that really ate up a good chunk of my day today. I just had a terrible thought. I don't. I'm guessing that most of you guys are actually old enough to remember Ren and Stimpy. I suddenly pictured the difference between like the regular camera shots at low def, and then we go 4K, and it's like this when they used to zoom in on the guys, and you see like it would just be. So I can't possibly read that because it's super teeny tiny. But is that basically that there is a method?
I'm not sure if that answers the question.
Oh, one more square after this row. There we go. That row's done. Yeah, that one is really short. I have no idea what kind of break that you're taking that's unhealthy, but
Stolen bread.
oh, that's that bread-like thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Don't they put something on that? Like some kind of creamy something?
No, you're thinking of panettone.
Oh, all that stuff gets, yeah, lumped in the same. I'm a heathen. I have no idea. Plastic brains and the one she got was total young and insane. What makes it dance? Rockin' sleepers now with the band. She lump. Kiss and double in love. Another 90s song, very 90s, very awesome. And we forget about the things I said when I was drunk. Didn't mean to call you that. Can't remember what was said or what you threw at me. Please tell me. Please tell me why. Cars in the front yard, and I'm sleeping with my clothes on. Came in through the window last night, and you're gone, gone. Surprise to me, I am my own worst enemy. Every now and then I kick the living. Smoke alarm is going on. If there's a cigarette still burning, please tell me. I wouldn't know So when I made back when I made donuts, the donuts came in great big bags that you measured out the weight of the stuff to how much weight of water that you mixed with it, and you mix that together. I don't know where those bags of stuff came from. Like it was all donut with just it in water. If you can find where that comes from, I'll make donuts. I can make good donuts.
You can
Well,
just get donut mix.
I would also need a great big frying thing because I don't know how to. You can't like bake a donut. I don't think.
Or you
Yeah.
can, but that would be a different kind of donut.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, we can get donut mix.
Yeah.
That's easy enough.
Is it?
Hmm.
I had no idea. There we go, guys. I made it all the way around. Just over 3 hours. So, penalty time. Before I go, I want to thank my Patreon supporters as well as my YouTube members for making this stuff possible. Obviously, we go through a lot of floss around here and a lot of ambitious things as far as cameras and all that stuff goes. So, yeah, thanks, guys, for making all this possible because I don't know what I would do with all my time if I didn't do this. So, thank you very much. We'll be back next week. It'll be just before Christmas. So, I still can't tell secrets yet. But soon we'll do the secrets after that. So, yeah. Um, so basically, don't get your strings in a bunch.